today we're taking a look at one of the three new Tom Ford quads. These are in the wet dry formula, and I got the color Golden Hour. So in addition to Golden Hour, there is Peach Dawn and Hazy Sensuality. Hazy Sensuality is quite cool, and Peach Dawn is really intensely warm. When I saw the swatches online, the model swatches, there was something about this that really called to me. In real life, I felt like it's a little more coppery than I imagined. I swatched in my hand while I was driving because that's what I do. I had swatch in store. I bought this at Neiman's in Beverly Hills, and they are downstairs. There's no natural light, and it's just hard to tell. So I swatched in the car, and I looked down from time to time, and I feel that what makes these two coppery is that they're warm shades, but the reflex is exactly the same, and I think this is the reflex, which is a pink. So let's do some swatches. Very pretty, and there we have it. Now again, what these look like when I'm holding them up as opposed to when I'm looking down on them can be very different, which is what happens with shimmers, and some things that don't have shimmers. And this one, and this one. So this is the darkest. I also felt like these two shades aren't all that different from each other. It's just one is a little darker. And again, when I was driving in the car and looking down and the light was hitting them, I felt that they look pretty much the same at certain angles. So it's a little warmer than I thought it might be. We're going to do something a little different today. I'm going to do one side with a regular brush, the way I do it. But I pulled out my MAC Fix Plus because I have heard for years that these formulas are just gorgeous and they can be used wet dry. So I'm going to do one eye wet and one eye dry. So I think what I'm going to do is go in with something I would normally go in with, which is my Hakuhodo. This is a squirrel, and we're going to see. I don't think that squirrel is ideal for this, and we might switch over to a rougher. And I'm going to go in with this one and do it all over the lid and see what happens. Oh, I primed my eyes with a little bit of concealer, which I didn't check before I turned everything on. I'm wearing the Givenchy concealer under my eyes and on my lids today, and I really do like it, you guys. You know, maybe I won't do this all over the lid. Maybe I'll just do it on half the lid. And it's coming up very sheer with this application. I am going to get my ruffers. I mean, they're not just ruffers here, but this is where I have a lot of my brushes here, and the brushes I use all the time are just laying flat here. Rougher 01, and we're just going to do this again. I can't tell if I'm getting more payoff or it's just building. Super pretty color though. Now, I have never done this before, and I think you could actually get the pan wet, but I would prefer to do one of two things. Spray my brush, or put some of this in here, like make it a little bit of a well. Let's just spray the brush. You can also pick it up with your brush dry and then get it wet. So spray the brush, and let's go in and see what happens. Oh. Well, picks up quite a bit more, doesn't she? It definitely feels that it has more sheen to me. Yeah, definitely. Eyes closed, wet, dry. And that's pretty. I still have so much on my brush. I'm just going to put some more on. You know, in that second that I lean forward to you, I could feel it drying. And I feel that because that brings out the reflex more, this appears to be a little bit more on the pink side than this one. MAC 217, this is the original Goat, and I'm going in with this shade Dry. It's picking up really nice. And I'm going to do this. Not quite half, maybe third. And just do soft around the edges. Very fast and easy to put together, and this color story to me is very summer. Now I'm going to get this one wet, and same. I mean, I don't know why I'm knocking off. To me, this looks darker in the immediate. I'm just going to check my shape to make sure the eyes are matching a little bit. Wet and dry. I want to hear what you think because I can't see when my eyes are closed. Do you feel that this is also a little bit darker, and is there a little bit more sheen on this side? To me, definitely. Now I'm going with the Refer 13 with this darkest color, and I don't really think I need it, but let's just see. Into my so-called crease. I'm barely touching, and it transfers just beautifully. Now I'm going to get that wet. You notice I'm in a t-shirt, you guys? It feels like summer, and I realized that the other day I was driving somewhere. I thought, oh my god, the sun through the window, this is crazy. It feels like it's 80, and it was, you know, like 72. My blood has definitely gotten thicker. We had a cold winter this year, and it's going to be an adjustment. Wet, dry. And then finally the gold shade, which, you know, before we go on with the gold shade, I want to take this. This is a Hakuhodo, which definitely has something on it. It's probably just powder. And I just want to work on the edges a little bit. I kind of like this eye better. I'm not sure why. Okay. And now for the gold, it really depends on your eye shape. If you are not hooded, you could put it right in the center. That would be so, so pretty. Another thing you could do is take a pencil brush and run it around your lash line. So it will have that little gold color peeking through your lashes, like a little peekaboo, or you can do it on the inner quarter. For me, I think I'm going to go with a flat, and this is the Refer 28, and do an inner corner and see what that looks like. It's so pretty. And put it right here. If you have a warmer skin tone, you might actually like this color all over the place. It's not too flashy, you know, but I definitely see a beautiful gradient that I didn't have to work too hard to get. Now I'm going to get this wet. Again, I just see so much more going on this one. But the question is, after that water or whatever is in Fix Plus dries down, does that go away? Is that just an initial thing or not? But I much prefer the wet side, but especially the wet with the gold. Let's finish this look up. I am going back in with the Sicily Paris. This is the color that I use for the Nicole Kidman Oscar look, and this is called Golden Rose. I thought it might work very nicely with this. Yeah, very nice pairing. And mascara, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about what kind of lip color we would do, and that'll be it. Back in a flash. I powdered, I did a little liner, I did a little mascara, and this is kind of the final look. Now, because this blush has a pinkness to it, but you can't really tell because of the reflection, the reflective, the whatever you want to call it. You see that gold? I think it kind of changes the look. But on my cheeks, it's kind of pink, almost with a golden highlighter. Did I just blink and get this? Yes, but it's not too bad. Okay. I feel what I'm wearing right now actually works, and it's in the living room. It is the Givenchy something something lip balm. I will put it down below, but it's a really natural pink. It is pH charged, not really charged, but it changes color depending on your pH, and this is what it changes to on me. So it kind of goes with the cheeks and it balances out the warmth on the lids. But you could do something completely different and do something nude, or you could do something like this. These I love. This is one of my favorite lip products. It is a sheer matte. They're calling it sheer velvet matte, and I have it in, well, there's 3 shades out here, but I think I have more. And it gives you that look, that worn-in kind of look. You'll see some makeup artists will go in with an eyeshadow brush and just work on the edges so it looks soft and kind of like I don't know. I want to say, I was about to say bleed, but that's an unfortunate word. But it doesn't have a hard edge around the lip, but it gives you a little bit of color. And I kind of like this balancing out the warmth on the eyes. However, you know, if you're into the warm stuff, you could go in with a warm lip as well. Case in point, this one from Hindosh, blot that off. Okay, my lips are stained now, but I did this in a video recently. I can't remember which one, and I thought, oh, I really like this, and I mixed it with something else, and this is called Call Me Peaches. So that's a way to go, where you're warm, warm, and cool. And one more thing, if you're new here, or if you've never watched my videos to the end and you're not new here, I love to give lip options because it changes everything. I don't know if you guys remember these, and I'll have to link it below because I don't have my magnifying glass in here, but this was Hermes, one of their first releases, and it is a balm. And this color is so pretty, and I wore it all the time. I was so concerned it was a limited edition that I have a backup of this, a refill. I don't know where it is, but I know I have it. And it's matte, it's balmy, and it just has a pinch of color. I just did several strokes on this, but you can see it's very, very light, and it's the kind of thing that makes for easy wear. Do you know what I mean? If you're looking at an easy summer where you want to look pretty, but you don't want to fuss with an opaque lipstick or a lip liner or glosses that go all over the place, I happen to love this color and this formula as well as this, and as well as the other thing I mentioned, which I will link down below. I'll pop a picture of it right here. And yeah, we're back to the pink zone, kind of. And this is it, you guys. I really want to hear what you have to say. I think still, I really like the wet eye. I don't dislike this eye, but yeah. And this is my bad eye, so I usually don't like this eye so much. But I think that when it's wet, the color is truer, where here the colors feel like they kind of meld together. It's a nice ombre. It has movement from one shade to another, but this is a little more articulated, and I kind of like it with this color story anyway. That's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful. I hope you come back again. My links are down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.